Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm at Original Feelings here in Berlin. If you'd like to practice these classes with music, there's a Spotify playlist in the description. Otherwise, you can enjoy the silence and move along with me. Hi, and welcome to a balanced class. This is a class that not only balances the body and plays with balance with asana, but we also balance the breath and the mind along with it. So you can make that intention as it is meaningful for you. And then we'll need a hejhej strap for this class. So go ahead and grab that. And to get it wrapped up, we're going to need it to be quite wide. And so if it's your first time using one of these straps, you'll just strap it through the metal bit here, and then you'll take it over the little belt that's in the middle and right back through, so that once you make that little shape, it's nice and taut. And to be able to get it to the right length that you'll need it for the class today, you'll want to hold it over your head, and you want to be able to bring your arms around and over yourself quite easily. So if one elbow has to bend to make that happen, that means it's a little too short. And so you'll just extend it until it feels nice and easy for you. And of course, along the way, if you need to pause and adjust the strap, you can do so, and then just get right back going with us. So again, you're just checking that the strap can go around you quite easily. And when you've got that set up, we're going to meet in a standing position. And so we'll first start just by opening up our body and our breath with the strap. So you can take the feet a little wider than the hips, try to sort of rip the mat apart. And then as you inhale, you'll lift the vision and stretch the strap apart. And as you exhale, you keep the heart up, but you bring the elbows behind you. And you might feel this opening in the collarbones. So for a few more times, you breathe in through the nose, fill up the top of the lungs. And as you exhale, you squeeze the strap and you let the breathing muscles in between the ribs empty you all the way to the bottom of the lungs. And we'll take a few more just like that. And let this next breath be the biggest one of all, because as we keep going, you tune into your real capacity for breath and energy and movement. And so on this next one, you'll cross the left foot over the right, take your inhale in, and then as you exhale, you'll push into the right foot, you'll extend through the left hip, and then feel this nice opening through the whole left wrist all the way down to the left ankle. And then we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Again, you're not going to your full capacity, but you're opening up more and more with each repetition. And on that last breath, see if you can tilt your vision up towards the sky and even rotate your armpit just a touch behind you. And then we'll come back up on an inhale. We'll take our right foot over our left, and then again, pressing into the left foot, extending through the right side body. You exhale and turn yourself over. And so again, you're pushing your right hip away from your right foot. You're lifting the right wrist. And then for the next few breaths, again, maybe you just start to tilt the vision upwards. You start to take the right armpit a little bit further behind you. And then we'll come back up on another inhale. So this next one, I'll turn so you can see me, but we'll inhale to a chair. And then as you exhale, bring the strap behind you, fold all the way down, and then you'll lift the heels, lift the toes, bringing the strap under, and then you inhale, come back to another chair. And you'll just start doing this like a moving meditation, exhaling to fold, lifting the heels and then the toes to transfer the strap, and then you come back to another inhale. And in my warm-ups, I like to do the same movement over and over again, because when you do something physically that stays the same inside, you can change within it. And so for the next few rounds, just notice, where do I feel more open? In what ways do I feel more grounded? And if you're already getting a little hot and sweaty, just notice what other sensations come with that and what their deeper meaning might be. And this will be the last round, inhaling to chair and then taking the strap all the way over you, under the feet. And then if you're not towards the front of the mat, you can start to tiptoe or walk your way there, and you'll extend the strap so that you can grab it at mat's width distance, so just a little shorter than it used to be. And on one inhale, you'll rise up through the body. Maybe you squeeze the buttocks, take a tiny back bend, and then as you exhale, rip the strap apart, hinge from the hips, and find 90 degrees. You'll stay here for just one more inhale. And then as you exhale, you fold all the way down. Now, you'll press your fingertips into the mat and step your left foot back. And you'll find your hands all the way on either side of your strap. And then you'll inhale all the way up, leaning into the right heel. And as you exhale, you'll find the right hand inside of the left thigh. And so for a few breaths, you're going to try to move in many directions. Can you press the top of the back foot down and you sink forward into your front heel? As your right hand lifts up, your left hand, then your right hand will start to go down and the heart will tilt even higher. So again, you're just testing your capacity for this back bend, but finding this huge crescent shape between the left ankle and the left wrist. On your next inhale, you'll sort of come out of the lunge just a bit, tuck the toes, and then you'll exhale to come up and swivel the back heel down. The arms come up, and you'll find a warrior two. So in the warrior two, you'll take your hands behind you on an exhale, just behind the shoulders. And I'll turn so you can see me, but once you find your hands back, you'll tuck the pelvis forward so that one part of you is going out and back and one part of you is going down and forward. And I like to push in two different directions in my classes, so can you push the back heel into the back of the mat while sinking into the front heel? And you'll stay there for just a few more breaths, trying to find the pinky toe grounded into the back of the mat, the front heel grounded into the front, and again, the pericardium and this line in front of the chest keeps opening. And then on your next inhale, you'll come back up, pivot the right foot so that your feet are parallel, and then the right elbow goes high, and you're reaching for a Gomukhasana grip on the strap. If you can reach your hands, definitely go ahead and go for it, but the strap can be quite helpful here so that you have a nice range. And then start to point your heels just a touch wider than parallel. Another inhale lifts the heart, and with a slight bend in the knees, you can come all the way down into a wide forward fold. And so I'll turn again so you can see. As you're folding, you're letting the left shoulder, the bottom one, protect you into the right amount of fold, and the right hand allows another extension through the right hip all the way through the right elbow. One more breath. And then as you come up on your next exhale, you'll slide the left hand down the strap. You'll find it again inside of that loop, and then an inhale sends the arms up to a star pose. Turn the right toes forward, lean into the right heel, and then on your next exhale, you slide the left foot, and you start to come into a floating half moon. So you're keeping a tiny bend in the right knee, you're lifting the left ankle, and you're still grabbing the strap and ripping it apart. And I'll turn again to show you. So it's as if you're in a toaster, and you're trying not to get burnt by leaning on either side. And so, as this is a balanced class, we're balanced in the body, but if anything comes up mentally that takes you out of focus, you just bring your attention right back to where you are. And then you come back up on another inhale, drop both feet, and you can exhale to fold all the way again. Here, as always, you have this option to just stay folded, taking a halfway lift on an inhale. Or if you'd like to hop it back and take a vinyasa, you're free to do so. You can also find a downward facing dog because your foot is on the gas pedal. And then you'll tuck the toes. If you're ending your vinyasa, you'll tiptoe or you'll hop to the front of your mat again, lifting the heels high, exhaling to bend the knees and float. And then you'll widen the feet just a bit wider than the hips. Grab the strap at mat's width distance again, and we go for the second side. So we inhale all the way up. Again, it's a tiny squeeze of the butt cheeks to just find a protected back bend, and then you exhale, find 90 degrees in the hips, a slight bend in the knees. Biceps are by ears. Another inhale to lengthen, fingers away from hips, and then you fold again. Fingertips supported on the mat. You move the right foot back now. And when you find your back knee on the ground, take your arms again into the strap, come all the way up with the arms wide, and this time it's the left hand that goes into the right thigh. So again, you're pressing into the top of the back foot so that you can lean into the front. You're raising the right arm high so that the left arm has something to push against as it goes down. And then that drags your heart a little bit higher towards the ceiling so that, again, we're not focused on going in one direction, but expanding in all directions. Open the arms wide, press into both feet, and then your next inhale is a tuck of the toes. Exhale to come up and over, drop the back heel, and you find a warrior two stance. So again, the arms will go behind you. You tuck the pelvis forward so that you're opening the chest forward and up. the pelvis is going down. And then again, you push into the back heel, you sink into the front heel, and you practice expanding in all directions, again, for a few more breaths. You might try to close the eyes, or my favorite prop is a smile, so see what that does to change things. And then on your next inhale, you come back up into a star pose. It's the left arm that goes up with the elbow, and the right arm goes to find a Gomukhasana grip before you fold down again. And so if you went for the fingers and it feels a bit too tight for the right shoulder, this is where you can use the strap to your advantage, because it's not just about performing for sensation, but tuning into what's functional about this. So the arms protect you from folding too deep. And it's one more breath before one exhale starts to bend you right back up and over. An inhale slides the arm back into the strap, and then you come up to star pose, you turn your left toes forward, and then you start to exhale and drag the right foot so that you eventually find your point of balance and you come back to another floating half moon. And you always notice which side is better or worse. And then lift the right ankle, stretch the strap apart, lift the whole right body, and then right foot comes back down. Inhale wide up again, and then fold yourself all the way down. You have the option, again, to just stay in a fold or plant the hands, float the feet back, and take your vinyasa. You can spend a touch of extra time in your up dog, opening up the front of the chest. And then as you go back to your down dog, really exhale all the way till empty. And wherever you are, folding or in a down dog, you can drop the knees, send the hips back to the toes, and end in a child's pose. And of course, you're free to rewind and do it all again. Otherwise, thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe if it feels right, or you can look at the information in the bio for more information on me or Original Feelings. Thank you for coming.